It's week 4 of building our own house on the 30 acres we recently bought in Tennessee. We were lucky to start with a 5-strong framing crew of family and friends, but now we're down to me, Peter, and my dad, Harry. And after this week, we lose Harry too. His goal was to stay and help build until it looked like a house with the roof and sheathing on, so that's this week's framing goal. But first, we had to build the 4 loft spaces upstairs that we're doing in place of a full attic. We decided we'd rather keep most of the upstairs ceilings vaulted and just build the lower typical ceilings over bathrooms and closets, and then we can buy old-timey trunks and luggage to store things in up in the loft space, and that might help contribute to our dark academia vibe that we're probably going to go for in the office, but I'm getting way ahead of myself. We're quite a way off from the interior design phase. We also had to build a 4-foot wall in the center for the roof rafters to sit on. And this actually eliminates the need for trusses to support the roof because the pressure from the ridge will push down directly on the wall. So while you typically need to tie those two sides of a roof together to keep the forces from pushing down and out, there's nowhere to sink here with a full wall directly under the apex. We also confirmed this structural design with the engineers I mentioned in a previous video that we hired to look over our plans, which Peter designed using a program called SketchUp. You know, you gotta give video games credit because several of the games that Peter has played in the past have helped him with construction. He's much better at the processes and the order of operations than I am.
So I want to know who the friggin' genius that made a rafter hook that's 1 3/8 inches wide.
I think Peter did a great job with the drone work in this week's video. I'm leaning heavily on it because I failed to capture a single piece of GoPro footage this week. I really should have had a time lapse of the rafters being put in, but the truth is, every time I try to set up a time lapse, I start the camera and realize like several other things have to happen before we can snap a bunch of pieces in place for a good time lapse. It took about a half hour for some reason between putting rafters up, so there's no nice time lapse to capture there. But the larger point was, enjoy this lovely drone footage because there is no GoPro footage this week. Here we have the rakes to form the extended gables on the gable ends. These will be the overhang for the soffits on that triangle side. That way it's not a total monopoly house. But these were pretty difficult to attach, to carry them up there, position them right. They're very bulky. We had to make these custom supports and screw them into the framing in order to support it.
It's like back in Nam.
Toyota, let's go places. Just kidding, Toyota didn't sponsor this, but it'd be a lot cooler if they did. You can see the little amateur jerry-rigged ramp we built to slide the roof sheathing up to the top, but you'll have to wait a couple weeks to see it in action because we didn't finish the roof before Harry had to leave. Next week, I'll show you a whole recap video my dad and I filmed before he left about everything we accomplished so far while he was here for about a month helping us build. Now, Peter and I are on our own, and progress might be a little slower, but I'll still have regular updates for you all. There might be a lot more cat videos sprinkled in between, so if you like building and cats, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.